Good evening, everybody. My name is Soshit Induruchapa Ariyaratne. It's a very special day today. Do you know why? The students of Speak Academy who have completed their level 1 and level 2 in public speaking are going to perform their speeches that they have written in front of a live audience. I'm excited. Are you? I wish to begin today's event by welcoming our keynote speaker, Mr. Shaman, the director of Speak, Mr. Faviz, our parents, our respected parents, coaches, students, and esteemed guests. I welcome you all to the 31st Speakarnival of Speak Academy. To begin today's session, I invite Mariam to the screen.
You can begin, Mariam.
Shahzad Sajir, an unforgettable day in my life. An unforgettable day in my life. Shahzad Sajir.
I'll never forget the day when my new squishy sticky ball was stuck on my room ceiling. And let me tell you why. Hello everyone. It was a Saturday and I was happily playing with my new squishy sticky ball. I could high up and it was stuck on my room ceiling. I got shocked. I put all my hard effort to get it done. But Sally nothing worked. I got very stressed. And suddenly, a brilliant idea came into my head. I took another big ball and put it high up on my new sticky ball until it finally fell down. What a relief! And it almost took 1 hour for this. So, friends, it is a problem. Don't worry, there'll always be a way out. Thank you.
Sanalia Rajapaksha. Imagine finding a snake under the bed instead of a toy. Imagine finding a snake under the bed instead of a toy. Sanalia Rajapaksha.
Finding a snake under the bed instead of a toy. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. One day, when I was going to take a towel from under the bed, I saw something different. What?
A normal sir?
Crawling. I got scared and I ran out and I told my grandmother, Grandma, I saw something different, just like I saw crawling under the bed. She came to the room, poked a stick under the bed, and it hissed loudly. My grandma thought it was a snake. I was so scared and I trembled. After that, Grandma called my neighbors. They came rushing to help us. They helped us to get rid of the snake. And finally, I feel safe. And it was the first time I saw the snake, and it was a very fun experience. Thank you. Oh my God! That's the biggest boat that I have ever seen. Oh my God!
Tashi Vikramasinghe. Have you ever saved someone's life? Have you ever saved someone's life? Tashi Vikramasinghe.
Okay.
Hello everyone. Good evening. Today I'm going to tell you a good story about my little friend that I had a long time ago, and I say. So it was a hot day and I was watching my mother's phone. I saw something under the bed. It was so crawly and it was really small. I didn't know what it was. It was not under the bed, it was under the mattress. So I thought it was going to get squashed by the mattress. So because it was under the mattress, I knew it was struggling because it had a hurt leg. The hurt leg was so painful that I didn't know what to do. Then I went to the garden laughing as fast as I could, and then I got a pot that's green color. I found it in the garden left. Then I kept it under, and then the gecko was safe. And then it had a nice time under the pot as a nest, and then it ran away. So friends, if there's an animal, you try to help it. Thank you. Finished. Speakarnival's finished.
Once upon a time, there lived a boy called Sethmika. He was a passionate cricketer aspiring to be like Sangakkara. But when he was called to do a speech, he became anxious, nervous, and scared. So his parents decided to take him to Speak, a place where children got the opportunity to become great speakers. They trusted Speak to help Sethmika become a confident speaker. On his first day at Speak, Sethmika gave his first speech.
Me and my brother studies at Trinity College, Kent. My sister studies at Pushpadan Girls College. We three have a lot of fun at home.
Days, weeks, and months passed by. The day of the speech carnival arrived. Sethmika got onto the stage to do his final speech. His parents watched in anticipation, wondering if Speak would have delivered its promise. And then, this happened.
And my brother came running and flung the ball at me, trying to get me out. But I swung my bat like Sangha, hit so hard that the ball went flying like a bird and hit our neighbor's doorbell and went rolling down the garden. My two friends quickly hid. My brother went inside the house, closed the door, and I had no space to hide.
Mariam, we will go with Tanuli next.
Tanuli the always. Always obey your elders. Always obey your elders, Tanuli the always. Listen to your elders' advice, not because they are always right, but because they have more experience of being wrong. Keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. I was in grade 1 at that time, and I enjoyed going to school. I have a loving and a caring teacher I like a lot. Therefore, I always try to do well in my studies. I always try to complete my work before others. Then came the monthly exam, and as usual, I wanted to do well. On the day of the exam, I was writing the answers,
and I noticed that the tip of my pencil was weak. So I wanted to sharpen it. As I was in a hurry to sharpen it, I broke my pencil sharpener. My teacher saw it and told me, "Wait only until I bring another pencil sharpener. Till then, don't touch the broken pieces." But I thought of fixing it by putting together the broken pieces. But guess what happened? My thumb got cut and I was bleeding. It hurt and I was in pain. I was scared when I saw blood in my finger. When my teacher approached me, I was in tears. She quickly held my hand and took me to the sick room. The nurse auntie who was there applied medicine and put a plaster on my thumb. Though I wanted to do the exam, I was unable to hold my pencil. My teacher noticed my situation and allowed me to rest. That was an unforgettable incident in my life, and I learned that it's very important to listen to elders when they advise us with care.
Shivan Allah. Never lie. Never lie, Shivan Allah.
Mariam, Shevan doesn't seem to be here. Can we go with Ayan next? Ayan Bandara before Shaheen Ayan Bandara before the name before Tanuli.
Shahin Bandara. Never disobey your parents. Never disobey your parents, Shaheen Bandara.
Disobedience to our parents can land you in trouble and force you to pay price, while obeying your parents can be quite rewarding. King of Speaker taught parents kindness. When I was 7 years old, me and my family went on a tour where I been guides. We traveled by train. After a long journey in the train, I felt bored of the city. So I thought to walk to the train as I got up to start my mini journey. But my mother advised not to go anywhere alone. But I didn't pay attention to it, as I did not want to frustrate my mother. I realized something. After a few minutes, I noticed that my mom was fast asleep. I was excited. I sneaked out for a walk. During my walk, I discovered many new things. I met new people and vendors selling various things. Some were pouring tea to the passengers. Some passengers were busy playing games. Some were fast asleep. Suddenly, the train stopped and the passengers got off their seats. It was a quiet rush, and I thought it's the right time and the right station to get off the train. As I got off the train, I was fascinated with the scenic view around me. A waterfall afar is flowing on the green mossy mountains, and the morning mist was swaying. The dewdrops were gently swaying on the mountain tops, made me feel so cool. And I noticed that the passengers were rushing to get back to the train, and I heard a child calling, "Mama, Mama, where are you?" And I was amused, and I started wondering. I came with my family. Now I'm alone. That moment felt so strange. Such incidents have ever happened ever before to me. And I quickly ran to the counter and informed them I cannot find my parents. Luckily, they were pleased to help me. And they got off my parents' contact details and they phoned my parents and informed. Until my parents come, I was all alone in the station. Finally, they came to pick up. And that was a very good lesson for me for disobeying my parents. No matter what, we must always listen to our parents. Thank you.
Shivan Alok. Never lie. Never lie, Shivan Alok.
Never lie to your friends, yourself, or anyone. Good evening, parents, coaches, and friends. Once upon a time, there lived a shepherd boy who was very bored watching his flock of sheep on the hill. To amuse himself, he shouted, "Wolf, wolf! The sheep are being chased by wolf!" The villagers came running to help the boy and save the sheep. But they found nothing, and the boy just laughed at their angry faces. Then the villagers left. The boy continued watching his flock. After a while, he saw a real wolf. He cried loudly, "Wolf, wolf, please help!" But this time no one turned up to help the boy. Friends, believe me, I experienced the same as the story. I lied to my mother, same as the story. My mother was very busy in the kitchen, and I felt very bored. Suddenly, I felt I want to do something for funny. I ran to the garden and shouted, "Snake, snake! Mother, there is a snake in the garden." My mother ran out quickly. She was very scared. Friends, I couldn't stop my laugh. My mother was very angry at me and went in. After a few days later, I was playing in the garden. I saw a real snake. I cried loudly, but no one came out. I was very scared. Friends, do you know what did I learn that day? Lying breaks trust. No one trusts a liar, even when you're telling the truth. Thank you.
Hirut Lokuge. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. Hirut Lokuge.
Have you ever got involved in battles? If not, maybe you've seen them in movies. Am I right? But the toughest battles are played in your mind. That's why I love chess. Dear keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends, my father was the first to play chess. Then, eventually, my big brother started playing chess too. I was 7 years old and was in grade 2 when I started this fascinating game. So, after a few months of learning, I played my very first chess tournament. For that, I was working tirelessly with my brother and father and gave my best. Surprisingly, I won the bronze medal. I was over the moon with the result. Then, I came to know about some interesting chess tournaments coming up, and I wanted to win them too. I was overconfident with my ability. I thought I could win them easily. You know, I haven't put much effort. My father asked me to practice with him, but I thought otherwise. So the next tournament started, and surprisingly, I lost the first game. Then the second, and it was the same player whom I won last time. It was a tragedy for me. I only won 2 games out of 7 rounds. Although my parents tried to comfort me, I was so upset. So, then the next day, my father asked me to analyze the games that I had lost. We went through them again and again. There were so many mistakes that I had done. And on that day, I learned the biggest lesson of my life. Victories don't come free. We have to work hard and put a lot of effort for an achievement. Yes, all of us can win our own battles too. But you have to have dedication and focus by working hard. Thank you.
Manuga Bandara. The insect incident. The insect incident. Manuga Bandara.
kind of harmless, don't you think? Well, you ought to change your perception. Do not speak of parents, caution friends. It was an incredibly special Saturday. As usually, me and my traveling family were going bushwalking at Chocolate Reserve in Australia. But the secret was that I was going to get insects, even though my parents said that poisonous Australian insects are common for the countryside. Then, since it was my responsibility of packing everyone's stuff, I got to work at once. After a while of packing and searching, I finally finished. So I put on my bed and moved into the car to take a little nap. I woke up. I realized that I was alone in the car. There, I saw my parents getting ready to scramble. Fast, rugged horsebushman's trail. I was very panicked. So I put on my bag again and exited the car as fast as I can, surprising my parents with my presence. Then, as I looked around, I saw of a huge aqua color praying mantis sitting on a transparent green blue. I knew that it would be a perfect bug for my aunt's collection. So I held out my hand cautiously to grasp it. Ouch! The praying mantis bit my hand. I screamed in pain. Mommy, a praying mantis bit my hand. It hurts a lot. My grandparents acted at once. And 4 inches through my bag, trying to find the first aid kit. And then, when all hope was over, my mom asked me if I had brought the first aid kit. Said you? No, I forgot. My parents were traumatized. And then there was a moment of silence before my brilliant dad came with a brilliant idea. He said, we should go to the nearest hospital as fast as we can now. So, ran inside the car, stripped ourselves, and drove as fast as a missile to the nearest hospital. When we reached the hospital, they kind of treated my wound. And then, from that day onwards, I learned that I should never touch any sort of insect, even though it is extremely tempting. Thank you.
Nitum Vijayaratna. Never go far away from your parents. Never go far away from your parents. Nitum Vijayaratna.
Never go far away from your parents. Good evening, everyone. When you're having fun, it's important not to get lost in it. So, keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. When I was 4, I loved to do adventurous things. One day, I ran to my mother and I said, Mom, can we go to the adventurous house to take, please? And she said, yes, you can. I said, yay! So we went to the adventurous playhouse today, and there were so many things to do. I said that I can go by myself. And she said, okay, Nitu, but don't go too far or you will get lost. I said, okay, Mom. So I ran and I had so much fun. I saw the swimming zone and I wanted to go there. I realized I have forgotten what my mother said. So I went to the swimming zone. I had great fun. Once I had enough, I decided to go back. But I didn't know the way to get back. So I went in some direction. But I think I got more lost. I was going to cry and I saw an adult. He said, are you lost, Tito? I said, yes, I am. He said, I can help you. So I followed him and he got me out of the swimming zone. Said, Thank you, thank you, thank you. Said, you're welcome. So I ran to my mother and she said, did you had an adventurous time? And I said, yes, I did. So we happily returned home. So friends, it's important not to get, don't be lost in your fun or you might really get lost. Thank you.
Pomeranzi Fernando. Seaside Adventure. Seaside Adventure, Pomeranzi Fernando.
Raise your hands if you like adventure. Oh, then you must listen to my story. Keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. Last year we went on a trip with some family friends. We stayed in a hotel near the beach. In the evening when the sun set, we played on the beach. We made sand castles and flew kites as well. I saw some other children playing in the sea with their parents. I also wanted to join them. So, without telling my parents, I slowly tiptoed and sneaked deeper into the sea and tried to swim. Yes, I really enjoyed it. But all of a sudden, a big wave came and I didn't know what was going to happen. I drowned in the water and I felt someone catching me so tight. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't imagine what was going on. What exactly happened? Luckily, my father had seen me and had come running to rescue me. I am a good swimmer, but I learned that I should only swim in the swimming. That too, only if an adult is supervising. Thank you.
Vishwa Pradipan. Extreme excitement. Extreme excitement. Vishwa Pradipan.
Have you been lost while everyone was looking around for you? My dear teachers and my friends, I am going to share one of my exciting experiences to learn something in life. I was about 4 years old at that time. We were usually go family trips together, but this was special tour for me. Actually, this was my first overseas tour. We were invited for a wedding in India. On the day of flight, we had to go to Patna airport since our flight was at 9 in the morning. Our aunt has joined us too, since she was invited for the same function. It was a wonderful moment for me. I felt like heaven when I was just above the bed of clouds. And when we reached Chennai, we were there in one of the terminals to collect our luggage. And I was impatient to stay in one place for a long time. And when my hand got released from my mother's grip, I felt like a free bird. And I ran fast as I could. And I didn't even remember one person in my family. And I ran. And suddenly, my head got knocked. Bang! Oh my God! That's the biggest pot that I have ever seen in my life. I really want to climb inside the pot. And after so many tries, yuppie! I did it! I finally climbed the pot. And the parents recognized that I got lost. And they got really mad and started to calling me and running here and there. But cool me didn't say anything. And I really want to climb outside the pot. And my head got stuck at the narrow end of the pot.
and I was struggling badly to get to release my leg. And the boat fell down, making a loud noise. I took my head out, and all of a sudden, I saw my parents and their airport officers with glaring angry eyes. My friends, do not give that a quote as a compliment. My father turned my hair 360 degrees. I can still remember the pain I had for hours. I couldn't bear my mother crying even after seeing me. I promised my parents that I will never ever go to strange places again. Until I got lost at the upper school spot between 2022 Trinity College Candy. Thank you.
Tinura Partridge, be prepared. Be prepared. Tinura Partridge.
It is Tinura Patirage. Be prepared. Be prepared. Tinura Patirage.
Do you prepare early or do you wait until the last minute? Hi everyone. One day I had to prepare for my art class. Normally, I receive a list of items that I need for the class a few days before, and I find those items and prepare for the class. On that day, the class started and the teacher checked the items required for the class. Then I realized I don't have glue with me. I quickly checked my booklet, but I couldn't find any glue. I panicked. I ran to the pantry cupboard to see if I could find glue there. But it was out of my reach due to the height. So I decided to use a chair to get the glue. And guess what? I got the glue, but I knocked over a coffee bottle accidentally and crash! It shattered to pieces. My father came and removed the shards of glass. Luckily, I was safe and I made a beautiful Christmas card. And this incident taught me a very important lesson. Prepare yourself early and don't wait until the last minute.
Tarana Amaravina. Healthy food. Healthy food. Tarana Amaravina.
It looks like Tarana is not in the room. Can we move on to the next speaker?
Yusuf Ramis. Never go into deep water areas without an adult. Never go into deep water areas without an adult. Yusuf Ramis.
Never go into deep water areas without the supervision of an adult. Dear keynote speakers, coaches, parents, and friends. Do you like water games? I love water games. I once went to an aqua park with my family during the summer holidays and spent the whole day there playing water games with my sisters. I enjoyed it so much that after we went back home, I asked my father, Dad, can I join swimming lessons? He said yes. I was so excited to join swimming classes. After I completed a few lessons, one fine day, I and my family went to a resort near a beach with all my friends. After we had our lunch, my friends and I roamed around the resort and we found a swimming pool. Shall we play in the pool now? I asked, but they were afraid and told me not to go because there were no lifeguards around. I told my friends I'm an expert at swimming. I thought I knew how to swim, but I had only learned how to float. In curiosity, I jumped into the pool to show my swimming skills to them, but it became a nightmare. I was sinking. My friends thought I was swimming, but they didn't know that I was actually sinking. So I started to scream and shouted for help. Help! 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 But they couldn't hear me since I was underwater. I was going deeper and deeper. And only then my friends realized that I was sinking. They shouted for help. The lifeguard rushed to the pool and rescued me. But I didn't know what actually happened since I fainted in the water. When I woke up, I was in the hospital because of that incident. I was really angry at my friends. But only then I realized it was my mistake since I didn't listen to their advice. So I gathered my courage and told my friends that I was sorry, and we all became friends again. This incident taught me a life lesson. I waited patiently to actually learn how to swim. I successfully learned how to swim. And guess what? I never went to swimming pools without the supervision of an adult. So, my dear friends, never go into deep water areas without the supervision of an adult. Thank you.
Tinuli Jaya Tilaka. An unforgettable lesson learned. An unforgettable lesson learned. Tinuli Jaya Tilaka.
Change is possible if you set your mind at it. Do you agree? Keynote speaker. Parents, coach, and friends. I had a very bad habit for not doing the homework on time. Even though once I was taken to the head of the department.
Tinuli, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Your video is not turned on.
It is on.
Yeah, there is a small technical issue. Tinulu, would you mind leaving the Zoom meeting? And okay, now it came right. Lovely. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. A small technical issue. Tinuli, feel free to start the speech again.
Change is possible if you set your mind at it. Do you agree? Keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. I had a very bad habit for not doing the homework on time. Even though once I was taken to the head of the department for not doing my homework, I couldn't change my habit. I started doing the work early in the morning before school started, but most of the time it remained incomplete. Then the school was closed due to pandemic. I was overwhelmed. I thought I'm free again. I didn't upload the assignment and thought nobody would notice. One day, the list of the names of the students who had uploaded the assignment appeared in the screen. The teachers praised and others complimented. I felt ashamed of myself. Then I made a promise to change. I uploaded the assignment and on the next list, my name was on there. My parents were happy and I was proud of myself. I prioritized my studies over any other work and made it an unbroken habit until now. Thank you.
Esandu Vikramaratna. Power of words. Power of words. Esandu Vikramaratna.
Words have power. Words can change someone's emotions from happy to sad or sad to happy. But you will never be able to get these words back. My dear friends, parents, and coach, words have power. But you will never be able to get it back. It's like throwing a pebble into the ocean. You will never be able to get anything back. And if someone is blaming you, will it be more effective with words or expression? See, Words do have power, but some people are misusing these words, hurting others and threatening others. See, words have been gifted to us. Imagine a world without words. How chaotic it would be. You won't be able to express your ideas and you won't be able to survive since you do not know what to do. See, words are not only used to express ideas but for survival. And we should use words carefully, just like we carefully use a present which has been gifted to us. We should use words in a positive way. One word can be highlighted from a sentence, and if it's negative, that person's mindset can change to negativity as well. So we should try to change that. And we should try to use words positively. Thank you.
Sanut Lokuge. Words are very powerful. Words are very powerful. Sanut Lokuge.
Have you ever blamed anyone who hasn't done anything wrong? If the answer is yes, I'm sure it's a very guilty feeling in the air. Do you agree? Dear Keynote Speak, parents, coach, and friends. When I was in grade 5, I did an electronic course. For the exhibition, I decided to come up with a small car with many additional features. It included electronic devices, circuit boards connected to different sensors. I spent more than 2 weeks to complete my project. During all these days, my little brother Hirut was with me. He helped me a lot. He supported me to complete the project on time. All the time, he was asking so many questions and was so curious about my prototype. Once I was done, he wanted to execute the prototype alone, but I didn't give him a chance to test my electronic car. Then I tested all the features one by one and fixed some minor issues as well. I was eager to show this to our parents. In the afternoon, I went to have a shower, warning my brother not to touch the car. Later, when I heard that my father is coming home, I rushed to my room, grabbed the car, and ran to him. He was excited to see my work. It was going to be my proud moment. I placed the car and switched on the remote. What? It's not working. I felt embarrassed. Suddenly, I remembered that my little brother took it in his hands. Without blaming a second, I shouted at him. He started to cry and said he didn't do anything wrong. While our mother was trying to settle us down, our father simply fixed the wire and the car started to work. I was so happy. So was my little brother. On that day, I learned a big lesson. We should not blame and point our fingers at people, being 100% sure about it. After we spit our words from our mouths, we can never take them back. So, my dear friends, have patience and do not blame or scold anyone without solid evidence. Thank you.
Lihini Rana Raja. Get up. Get up. Lihini Rana Raja.
How many of you wake up and snooze your alarm 8 times before finally getting up? And then tell yourself, just 5 minutes more, please. Keynote speaker, parents, coach, and friends. Do you realize that you are in control of your mood? Do you realize that nothing is actually stopping you? When you're tempted to procrastinate, remember, it's a war in your mind, a constant battle against laziness and comfort. Are you hungry? Get up right now and make a sandwich for yourself. It's that simple. Don't sit in your chair telling yourself that you can wait for dinner. No, get up. If you're struggling to make a decision, then remember, if no one time warps from the future to stop you from doing it, then how bad of a decision can it really be? You know, I was supposed to write this speech on a Monday, and a week later, I still hadn't written it. Then my coach excused me and said I could give it on Friday. Friday rolls around and I still had no speech. I promised myself I will write it right now. I sat down at my desk to write, and I got sidetracked. By the weekend, I had no homework done, no speech, and no clue on what to write. It was hopeless. The next morning at school, I asked my friend, "Do you have any ideas on what to write?" I told her I had 2 weeks and I couldn't come up with anything. Then she put her textbook down, looked me in the eye, and said, "Don't take shortcuts to avoid the problem, even if it's hard. You have to stand up and face it." That day, I went home and made a to-do list, something which I had never done before. Finish all the homework, practice for the sports meet, study for the science test, write the speech. And I did it. The feeling when I crossed all the items off my list was great. What changed? I stopped pitying myself. If you tell people that you didn't do something because you were pitying yourself, they will have no sympathy. From that day, I made sure not to make excuses and do my work right away. I know it sounds hard to do, but guess what? You can. You can do it. The key is to unlock your will and determination, like unlocking a new level in a game. My dearest friends, are you feeling bad? Do you have something important that you really need to do? Well, no one is going to do it for you. Don't say, "I'll do it tomorrow." Stop waiting for tomorrow. Do it now. Want to learn how to swim? Do it. Want to write a book? Do it. Want to assassinate the president? Don't do that. You might get arrested. But the point is, you only need the will. If you think something is impossible, think improbable. You are a magic skeleton, armed with muscles, a brain, and a heart. Always do things now. That way, nothing is ever impossible. Do things now, and your life will feel as smooth as a ship, sailing far out to sea in calm waters. No one is coming to your pity parties, and no one is coming to tell you no. No one is coming to save you. So just get up. Thank you.
Nitish Pradipin. Never panic. Never panic, Nitish Pradipin.
It appears that Nitish is not in the room, so we'll move on to the next session.
Mindara Dasanaya.
I started at year 1. There was PG and KG, but I didn't start from that because I already had went to the nursery.
But guess what I did? I started playing games.
Is to be a NASA scientist, and that will be one reason too. The people around me took the notice of my change and they said, "Amy, oh, how dark you've become."
My friend's name is Huda. She is 9 years old. Her favorite color is black.
Your legs start to shiver. Your heart is a pounding drum. Your brain sizzles furiously.
Mindara Dasanayaka. The best birthday ever. The best birthday ever. Mindara Dasanayaka.
Birthdays are always fun. It's the best day of the year. Do you agree? Hello everyone. It was like 2022 and that was my 7th birthday. The house was decorated with lots of black and gold balloons because black and gold are my favorite colors. All my cousins came to the party. My mom ordered a trampoline so we could have fun. We took lots of photos. And my birthday cake was also black and gold.
Video on කරලා බලන්න.
And the pizza was really boy. And do you know what made my birthday even more special? I got lots of presents. It was the best birthday ever. Thank you.
Mariam, we have Nitish now. Nitish has joined us. Can we have Nitish now, please?
Never panic. Never panic, Nitish Padikan.
Life is a wonderful journey, and we all face different milestones. Some may cope with them to only learn something at the end with their unforgettable life experiences. Dear keynote speaker, coach, and my dear parents, me and my family was planning on going to Giritale during the last December holidays. We planned on going on a safari on our way back. So we took a turn towards the Mineri National Park, hoping to have fun. But unfortunately, there were no guides and no safari jeeps available at that time. We were looking at each other's face with no hope. But suddenly, the officer said that our jeep was hard enough to go on a safari if we wanted to. But without a guide on a safari, we were all in doubt that whether we could manage it. But we decided that we have to go inside the jungle at a risk. The whole way was fantastic, except for the road that we drove on. The whole surrounding was covered with many lush trees. And as we passed many miles, we thought that's in when we came here, since we didn't even see a single animal, not even fox. But suddenly we saw a blackish, podgy looking thing. Can anyone of you guess what was it? Okay, I don't want any one of you to be suspicious anymore. It was a very scary looking elephant. It didn't let our jeep pass through. But luckily, we had some leftover foods with us. Since we all were panicked, I quickly threw out the watermelon out of the shutter. But accidentally, it hit the elephant's trunk and bounced back into the vehicle. Oops! Now the most curious thing began. When it hit the elephant's trunk and bounced back into the vehicle, the elephant put his trunk together. My heart stopped beating for a few seconds, I guess. I quickly threw out the watermelon out of the shutter again, and my father quickly raised the jeep, and we got out of that situation in a second. Oh no, it was a dead end in front of us. We had no other option, my friends, except for coming in that same route. We stopped for a while and thought it's better if we leave before it gets dark. So we started coming in that same route until we saw that elephant staying in that same place. We didn't slow down. And as we passed through that elephant, we all thought, thank God for saving our lives. Sometimes nature gives us some clues. Even though we got the first clue at the beginning, when there were no guides available, we didn't recognize that sign and we didn't realize that we should leave. Instead, we put all our lives at risk. Life is very short. You should enjoy your life, but while you enjoy your life, you should look out for some unexpected moments. In those moments, you should think wise and act wise instead of acting without thinking. It's over to you, and thank you.
Zikra Rifsan, a day at the zoo. A day at the zoo, Zikra Rifsan.
Zikra, you're on mute. Please unmute.
Okay.
Thank you.
My day at the zoo. All excited during the holiday. My parents decided to take us. Let me give you a clue. It's a place filled with animals. Dear keynote speaker,
parents, and my dear friends. My little sister and I went to the Delhi Zoo. The entrance had a large iron gate, where Dad collected the tickets for us. Come on in, said Dad. As we entered, we saw a vendor ringing his bell. Ding, 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 selling bubbles and colorful plastic bottles. Zaha, my little sister, got all excited and cried at the top of her lungs. I want one! Looking down at her, I said, I want one too. Dad said, okay, fine, and bought us 2 bottles of bubble mixture. We saw a lot of animals on that day. The bear enclosure, the lion's den, and the monkey cage. Zaha, look, the monkeys are jumping around just like you, I joked at my little sister. She was not bothered at all. She was more interested in blowing bubbles. We also saw the bird sanctuary, looking at all the birds in different colors and sizes, chirping away. I soon got tired looking at the animals on birds, so I played with my bubble too. We tried to figure out who was blowing the bigger bubbles. While we were eating ice cream at the restaurant, Dad asked, I would have got you at home instead of traveling all the way here. Me and my sisters smiled cheekily, and I said, but I did love the day out at the zoo. And indeed, I loved my day out at the zoo. Thank you. My favorite series, The Tomb Marine Reed Pierce. Are you scared of that? Raise your hands if you do. Well, I too was. And look what I missed. Dear friends, parents, and guests. To begin, let me tell a bit about Andari, the most famous royal food jester of our history. His job was to make the king laugh. When he was old, he became ill and went home from Candy. Buses and trains were not there in old days, so it was a slow journey. On his way, he became very sick and died on the road. Unlike most, he died spreading his arms and legs like this. When the king saw him, the king laughed through tears and said, Andre, you made me laugh even in your deathbed. Even centuries later, Andre still makes us laugh with his funny deeds. I had the opportunity to visit Andre's place of death in Hamban 32 years back. There was a statue of Andre just like the way he died. My sisters went to that tomb to see, but I didn't go. I was very scared. I thought Andre would get up and chase me. My father said, Marie, don't miss the chance to see our good old Andre. I cried, no, I don't want to come any closer. He might get up. My friends, I lost the chance to see what all my friends would love to see. Even when my parents reassured, I didn't get the courage to take that challenge. As you laugh at my folly, I remind you not to be scared of silly things. You might miss once in a lifetime chance. Mark my word, no statue should ever wake up and chase you. Thank you.
We have finally arrived at one of the most awaited sessions of today's evening, and that is the keynote speech by Shaman Samira. He is the Senior Business Manager, Strategy Formulation at AI Insurance. He holds a first-class degree from the University of Colombo in Bachelor of Business Administration, and he holds an MBA from the University of Wales with a distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Shaman Samira.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Am I audible and am I visible?
Yes, you are.
Just give me a second. Okay. Yes, Shamin. Sorry for the interruption. I just made sure that I have my backup Wi-Fi ready because we are expecting a power cut today as well, unfortunately. But lovely to be here amidst everything that's happening in Sri Lanka at the moment. It's times like these where I get to connect with wonderful people that makes my life worthwhile. And I was fascinated by the speeches that all of you were delivering. Amazing. In fact, I felt very intimidated that when we were small, we wouldn't have even dreamt of becoming such excellent speakers. We never had the capacity or the guidance or the capability. But nowadays, even young kids, just like you, are capable of doing much more. And if you're capable of doing so much at this age, I can't imagine when you grow up, the contributions that you will make to this world. Simply amazing. So with that, thank you for making my mood much, much better. Let me now tell you a small story. I think all of you love stories, right? I'm a fan of stories. So let me tell you a story. Many years ago, in fact, 30 years ago, Sisira and Shanti, a happily married couple, they wanted nothing but a beautiful baby young boy who would be brilliant upstairs and handsome downstairs. Fortunately or unfortunately, they got me. I was actually the devil in human form because I was a very naughty kid. But my mother, being the smart woman she is, knew how to handle it. What she did was, she started to bribe me. So every time there would be a school exam, a term test, or a year-end exam, she would say, son, if you become either first, second, or third in class, I will buy you this much of toys. So for each place, she would have an amount. And for that amount, if I do secure that place, I would be given toys. Because I love toys, I somehow managed to study. And I somehow managed to keep my mother happy. And also, now, she managed to somehow take me forward. And in grade 5 scholarship exams, I was able to get good marks and I was selected to enroll to Royal College. I think even today, Royal College is one of the best schools that boys can go to. I studied at a big school beforehand, a very small school. But because of my mother's guidance and her bribery, I was able to get to Royal College. When I was in grade 7, there was this one incident that really changed my life, my dear children. My father, he had to separate from the family. Now, I had already lost a lot of friends that I had in my previous school. I was a newcomer in a new school, a whole new world. There were so many new kids, so many more children. I was going through a lot. And during that time, losing my father also made a big impact to my life. I lost interest in studies. I started to neglect even the small amount of friends that I had. I isolated myself. I didn't even take any notes down in school. I didn't pay attention to anything that the teacher was telling. Every time the teacher wanted to check my book, I made an excuse to say that this is a new book, so nothing is written in it. That was my excuse. And gradually, my marks would go down and down and down. And I remember in grade 9, by the time I got to grade 9, I was so horrible in studies. Even after trying to copy, for grade 9 final exams for mathematics, I only got 18 marks. And at the teacher parents meeting, the teacher told everything that my mom needed to know. And I saw that she was desperately trying to hide her tears. On the way home, I saw her crying. Now, even after we lost dad, she would always continue to be strong, but that day she couldn't hold her tears. When we got home, my mother took me to her side and said, "Son, I know I cannot give you everything that other parents can. I know things have been tough for you. The only thing that I can give you is a good education. You need to make something out of yourself with that." After my mother told me those words, I decided I'm not going to make my mother cry again. I will somehow make my mother happy. I know I was horrible in studies. No teacher trusted me to take me to their side and teach me. So I asked my mother, "Can you buy me some books so I can self-study?" So she bought me the books. And there was this one teacher, this mathematics teacher, who was going through her own battle. She was a cancer patient. She couldn't have her own children. So she used to teach kids just to forget that she cannot have children on her own because of her disease. So she took me in. She became my second mother. And with my two moms by my side, I started to somehow study. Little by little, my marks would improve, my dear children. And I remember O levels, I didn't get the best of results, but I was able to pass all the subjects. I started to study even harder because I remembered my mom saying, if I study well, I can have everything in life. And when I got to A levels, I used to sacrifice a lot of my playtime. I used to sleep for only about 4 hours and I used to study a lot. And I somehow managed to exceed everyone's expectation. I really surprised everyone and I was able to get the best results at Royal College. I still remember once the results were announced, my teacher took me to the principal and the principal was like, "Who is this fellow? I have never seen him in my life." Nobody believed that I was the person who got the best results in my school, but I somehow did it. After that, my dear children, I got into university. We are blessed that in Sri Lanka, you are able to get a free education because otherwise a poor fellow like me wouldn't be able to afford a degree program. So I entered university. I was studying well. I started doing classes to earn money. And with that, I did another exam called CIMA. It's a foreign exam. I did that also. And in that exam, I was able to get the first place in Sri Lanka and 6th in the world. That was the biggest achievement that I have ever done in my life. And I was able to make my mom really proud. And I thought, okay, my mom told me if I get a good education, I'm going to win in life. So I was confident. And I was certain that I will be able to get a good job and I will be able to have a good future. In university, suddenly there came this competition called SIMA Global Business Challenge. I thought, okay, I have won a prize also in SIMA. I will enter and I will definitely win. So the first stage was a written paper. I wrote to the best of my ability. I submitted and I was eagerly waiting. And after about 2 weeks, a letter came in mail saying, "Congratulations, you have been selected for the final round OSIMA Global Business Challenge, Sri Lanka. And I was thrilled. I was expecting to be selected. I did a lot of hard work and I was selected. And then I started reading the rest of the letter. And the letter said that the next round is a presentation round. Big problem. Because I have focused so much on studies, I never focused on my communication skills. I never thought that it's something that I should focus. Our problem, right? So only thing I knew was I need to find help. So I reached out to one of the teachers in the university. She used to help students who are not able to speak well. So I went to her and I told, okay, I have this contest. I be selected for the finals. Can you help? She told me, okay, son, you prepare well and you come, you present, I will support. So we booked a hall. Only she was there in the audience. So she was sitting like this. I went onto the stage and I started delivering. And I realized halfway through, the more I deliver the speech, the more she is sinking into the chair. And her facial expressions are changing. I somehow managed to finish and I asked her, Madam, did I do okay? Then she told me, son, you have brilliant ideas, but there's a small problem. The way you deliver definitely need to be improved because you come off too aggressive. And some of the great points that you want to articulate, the message doesn't come through in the same way. So let me help to improve you so you can make sure that you can showcase your skills in this contest in the proper. So I trusted her. She took me to this weird place of a meeting in Royal College itself. And she said, this is a bunch of people who support people to improve their communication skills. So I went to this meeting and I then learned that it's a Toastmasters meeting. I didn't even know the meaning of the word Toastmasters. On the first day of the meeting, they asked me to go in front and deliver a speech, an impromptu speech. Now, I was scared. I knew I was a horrible speaker, but I went forward and I delivered a horrible speech. But to my surprise, I got a different kind of a feedback. I was told that I am such a capable speaker, I have so much of potential, I should definitely invest in communication. I was so thrilled that I went for the second meeting. And each meeting, they helped me to improve my speech. So I improved my competition speech. And I went on the competition day and I delivered to the best of my ability back then. What do you think, my dear children? Did I win that day or did I lose? Feel free to unmute and tell, did I win or lose?
You were the first one.
You won. You won.
My dear children, I would have loved to win, but you can't take a zero and transform him into a hero in just 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I didn't embarrass myself. But there was this one other person who was brilliant. Now the contest was supposed to be a business management contest. But the person who won was actually from law school. Right? He was a lawyer in training. Now, lawyers are good at speaking. And in fact, he used to be a presenter at ITN TV channel. So he was a brilliant presenter. Now I know wholeheartedly that my ideas were better than his. But he became the first that day because he was able to better communicate his ideas. And I learned a very valuable lesson, my dear children, on that day. It doesn't matter how brilliant you are up here, unless you can communicate it across in a way that others understand, then your knowledge, your capability, it won't make an impact. So I learned my lesson that day. And I decided it's okay. You lose and you learn. Because I lost that day, I learned. And I decided to continue to improve my communication skills. I started to enter, I entered the Toastmasters club. Right? I went for all the meetings. I started to read more newspapers. I started to read more. I started to listen to more English programs to improve my vocabulary, improve my grammar, and I started to work on it. And I worked for 1.5 years. And by that time, I was to get my first job. The first job that I got was a very, very small job with a very, very small pay. And when I started work, I realized, my dear children, there are two types of people that work in organizations. There are people who are very smart and they do all the work. They prepare all the numbers, they prepare all the documents, they do all of the hard work. That's the first type of people. And then you have the second type of people who are great leaders and great communicators. They take the work that the smart people do and they communicate it to the relevant people. And the hard truth is, those people, the second type of people who are great communicators, they always get the spotlight. They always get highlighted. So even in work organizations, it's very, very important that you become those second type of people where you have the knowledge, but you know how to communicate whatever you do as well. Otherwise, no point. Otherwise, you will be a very, very smart person who is working in a corner and someone else will take your hard work and then they will get the credit for it. Now, because I was investing in improving my communication skills, I was able to get a lot of opportunities at work. I remember we had the 45th anniversary in the company and they were looking for one new employee who is ready to do an English speech at the ceremony. And I jumped at the opportunity. Now, I was not as good as you, but I jumped at the opportunity because I knew it's very, very important we take advantage of opportunities to show that we are good communicators. And that was a very important first step. And through many years, after many years in the organization, I was given the opportunity to present to the richest man in Sri Lanka, Mr. Dhammika Pereira, a business proposal of $3 million. I was given that opportunity because I took those steps in day one. Now I started very late, right? I started investing in improving communication skills only when I was 20 years old. But you are very young. You have already started investing. Now today, I'm able to look after my mother because I invested myself in improving those skills. And she's very happy for the fact that I listened to her and I learned a lot more along the way. And I made a decent person out of myself. You have started that journey way, way in advance. You have so many years to go. And Sri Lanka is a country that needs great leaders, good communicators, good leaders, good, kind-hearted, selfless people. And you are our future leaders. And I'm very happy that you are doing the right things right now so that you become those exceptional leaders in the future. So I'm very happy that I was able to talk to you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Farvis, for giving the opportunity for me to come and deliver this speech. A lovely experience, and I hope you took something out of my story today. And one day, if I meet you someday in an interview board or in an organization, and I see you doing great things, that will be the greatest happiness that I will get. So thank you so much, and congratulations and all the best to you for a wonderful future.
Thank you, Shamin. I was glued to your speech, and I'm sure the kids were glued as well. I don't know whether I'm clear because I'm logged in through mobile data because I'm experiencing a power cut. I don't know whether I'm clear.
You are
there's a saying that great stories happen to people who can tell them. And that is exactly what we experienced today. This is one of the most inspirational stories I've ever heard. And I'm sure the kids who were listening to it might have definitely taken a lot of things from it. Not only that, the ability to speak is important, but also the ability to persevere and to continue despite the hardships that you face is also crucial in life. So thank you, Shamin. If you have time, I can let the kids ask you any questions they may have.
Sure, I have Parvez.
Okay, right, thank you. Kids, if you have any questions, go ahead. And something that Shamin did not mention in his speech is, despite him being such a sloppy speaker in the beginning, he is now the district champion in humorous speeches, right? Not prepared speeches, in humorous speeches. And all of us know giving a humorous speech is much more challenging than doing a prepared speech. So you can only see how far he has progressed since then. So yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead. It's a wonderful opportunity. Please ask any questions you may have. Anyone? If the parents have any questions, I can invite you to ask those questions on behalf of your kids as well. If any parents have any questions. So while I will ask a question. I'll go ahead. I think someone has a question.
Mr. Shaman, thank you for this yes, thank you for this very inspiring speech. I was touched with what you talked. I mean, I was touched with all those things that happened to you, and the fact that you were very generous, and most people wouldn't like to share all these things with us because some of the bad things that happened to you, but it really gave us an inspiration. And I think the kids learned a lesson that bad things, especially during this time, this is a very testing time for all of us, and especially for the young generation, would see all things in a negative way. So your speech, I think, gave them some light that even in these hard times, if they work hard, if they keep on struggling, and if they look at the future in a positive way, that they can lead a better life, and they can lead a better country, they can lead this to a better country. So that message you gave, on behalf of all the parents, I thank you very much for that very inspiring thought and word, and the idea during this testing time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Parvez, I think you're on mute.
Sorry. Right. So Shamin, if the other kids don't have any questions, I know that you have joined amidst your busy schedule as well. So I will let you go, but with this note, you are extremely busy, you have an extremely busy schedule, but you took the time to come here, not only come here, but to prepare such an amazing speech and inspire the kids during these testing times. As Dr. Shamila said, these are very hard times, and it's very difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But your story might have actually help the kids revive that hope, and the parents too, and also to hope to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I wish you nothing but the best in your life, and in all the endeavors that you're going to take up in your life. Thanks a lot, Shamin. All the best.
Thank you very much. All the best to all of you as well.
Good night.
Good night.
That was an excellent performance by some excellent speakers. Let me remind you that it was the students who came up with the idea for their speeches, and it was they who wrote the speeches. That is why they deserve another big round of applause. Now, are you curious to know how these children transform to become such amazing speakers? Well, then let's listen to the people behind the screen. Let me invite our lead coaches, Mr. Fabis Imamuddin, Ms. Shakya Nathavitarana, Mr. Sharif Milha, and Ms. Hamra Hasa to the screen.
Thank you, Sahara, for that kind introduction. Well, the other coaches are unable to join tonight because of power cuts. And I know that everyone's going through a difficult time right now. These are, as we already mentioned, these are testing times. But thanks a lot for joining the Speakarnival tonight, despite all these challenges. And I would like to give another big round of applause for these kids who have continued with us amidst all the challenges, because we had to continue the sessions despite so many power cuts that we had experienced. So they joined through mobile data, and finally they were able to give their speeches. Thanks a lot and well done, all of you. And once again, thank you, Amar. Once again, we've listened to a lot of speeches now. And a wonderful speech by the keynote speaker. So I don't want to dilute the mood. I don't want to take this energy out. All I want to do is I want to leave the floor open now to the parents and students to make any comments or feedback that they might have. But before that, I would just like to make one comment. We had level 1 kids and level 2 kids participating today. Unlike any other Speakarnival, this Speakarnival was the most challenging for me personally. And I don't know about the kids. The kids that are in level 2 might be able to, tell me how they felt about this, because they have been with me for a long time. The reason I found this Speakarnival, this program more challenging than the other programs was because of the power cuts that we were experiencing. During some of the sessions, what we had to do was we had to stop the session halfway through and ask the kids to send their recorded speeches through WhatsApp so that I could give them a feedback. So there were so many difficulties, and we might be able to tell these stories at a later time, and it would be great to hear from you about the challenges that you had to face and how you overcame that during these difficult times. But once again, thanks a lot for trusting Speak during this difficult time and continuing with us. And I hope, and I sincerely hope, you were able to deliver what you initially signed your kids up for. So with that, I will end my brief talk, and I leave the floor open to the kids and parents if they have any comments or feedbacks to give. Over to you. Anyone? Kids, how do you feel now?
Happy. So happy.
I'm super happy. Great, sir.
Great.
I'm so happy. I'm
Any
happy.
comments? Oh, brilliant.
Oh, happy.
Sir, I'm very happy at all.
Good.
I'm happy. So I'm super happy.
Good.
I am amazingly happy.
Okay.
I'm ultra happy.
Can I say a comment?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Your teaching is very good. You use structure as well. It is like very catching. It's not boring, like action packed. You variety of activities. My favorite one is room 101. It's very fun.
Thank you, Monica. It was wonderful having you around
Sir,
as well.
So I don't know if you prepare these lessons, because Everything you say makes so much sense and it's not sleepy.
Thank you. Well, I do prepare these sessions. These are well prepared, by the way. Anyone else?
I feel like I'm a winner.
You are a winner, definitely, Tinuli. You're of course a winner.
So thank you for everything. Because of your coaching, I was so shy to speak in front of public before I joined this class. But now I have the confidence to speak in front of publics. Thank you for everything, sir.
That's great, Yusuf. I'm so glad. Thank you. And I won't take much time tonight because I know most of you are joining, in spite of a power cut. So I don't want to make life more difficult for you than some people are making it for us. So I'll keep it very brief. So if we don't have any more comments to make, do we have any more comments or feedback?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, I didn't get to tell the keynote speech.
You did what?
I didn't get the keynote speech. I couldn't introduce it.
Oh, Kevin. You were not there. What happened? Did you have a power cut?
Sir, the time got changed. You told it I had to join
Yes.
at 7:15, but they told
Sorry?
They quickly told us to join at 7:06. It was 7:15. Now it changed to 7:06.
Okay, I'm really sorry, Kevin, because the speech is finished early. So probably that's why they might have asked you to join early. I'm awfully sorry about that. Okay, I didn't know about that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anyway, I'll send the keynote speech to you. It was a very interesting speech. You'll be able to listen to that, right? It's on Facebook.
Yes.
Anyone else?
This is Marindri's mother, sir. Thank you so much again. Because of the COVID, we did not have, the children lost a lot of time and valuable opportunities for them to develop their skills and education because they didn't have any English days or any concerts at school. The crucial time in which they would gather skills and opportunities they lost because of this COVID pandemic. But because of programs like this, I feel that we could compensate some of the losses. So thank you so much. I feel that I made a big investment and a worthy investment for my children during this COVID times where they gain some skills otherwise they wouldn't have. So thank you so much, and I hope you will flourish in everything that you do and help a lot of more students to gain their skills as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, as usual, for your generous feedback and your kind wishes. Thank you. Okay. Right.
Excuse me.
So
Yes. This is Mindara's mom. Thank you so much for teaching the kids. And the Mindara has improved a lot. So thank you so much for teaching them. And she enjoys the sessions very much. Yeah. So thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your feedback. I'm so glad that she has improved. All right. Anyone else? Okay. So I know since we are. Sorry. Okay. All right. So with that, let's move on to the certificate awarding session. Since we are all experiencing, most of us are experiencing a power cut. Yeah. So let's keep it very brief. Ammar, can we share the screen? Okay. Mohammed Shazad Sajir, congratulations on completing level 1. Shazad?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sanalia Chituni Rajapaksha, congratulations on completing level 1. Tashia Vikramasinghe, congratulations on completing level 1. Shaheen Ayan Bandara, congratulations on completing level 1. Elanka Apuhamilage Thanuli Chanya Di Alvis, congratulations on completing level 1. WM Shevan Alok, congratulations on completing level 1. Hirut Sasmira Lokuge, congratulations on completing level 1. Manuga Bandara, congratulations on completing level 1. PANS Nitum Vijayaratna, congratulations on completing level 1. Kumaransi Fernando, congratulations on completing level 1. Vishwa Dinut Pratipan, congratulations on completing level 1. Tinura Patirage, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yusuf Muhammad Ramis, congratulations on completing level 1. Yusuf certificate can be.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Tinuli Disendi Jayatilaka, congratulations on completing level 1.
Thank you, sir.
Sandu Netsmita Vikramaratna, congratulations on completing level 1. Sanut Netmira Lokuge, congratulations on completing level 1. Lihini Ranaraja, congratulations on completing level 1. Nitish Pradipan, congratulations on completing level 1. Nindara Metnadi Dasanayaka, congratulations on completing level 2.
Felicia did not participate today, did she, Amar? Okay. Fatima Zikra Rifzan, congratulations on completing level 2. Narendra Piris, congratulations on completing level 2.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tavish did not participate as well, Amar. Before we give the vote of thanks, Amar, can we quickly take the group picture? Right. So before we end with the vote of thanks, kids, we're going to take a group picture. Those who are in level 2, you know the drill. If you like the Speak Carnival, you show 1 thumbs up. If you loved it, you just show 2 thumbs up with the widest smile ever. All right. So everyone, please turn your cameras on. Have you all turned your cameras on? Okay. So everyone, please turn your cameras on. Have you all turned the cameras on? Dinet, Tashe, Shaheen. Okay. Manuga, Tashe, are you there? All right. So with the count of 3, all right? With the count of 3, 3, there's a wider smile, kids. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, I think we got that. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. So can we move over to the vote of thanks, Amal?
Okay. With that interesting and inspiring keynote speech, the 31st Speakarnival has come to a close. I'm sure all of you enjoyed today's event. It was a wonderful event with an array of life-changing keynote and with an array of interesting speeches and one life-changing keynote speech. I would take this opportunity to thank everyone who made this possible. I would like to thank our keynote speaker, Mr. Shaman Samira, the students for enlightening and entertaining with us with their wonderful speeches, the role players of Speak Academy, parents, coaches, and guests, the Zoom host for today, and finally, Mr. Favis. I wish you all the very best, and I wish you all the very best, and I wish you a very good night. Thank you.
Thank you, and good night, everyone. All the best.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you too. Bye. Good night.
Sir.